You can start by scrubbing ink caps for free and end up charging $1,000 a day because your healed work ages better than louder artists. At the top, you are not just tattooing anymore, you are mentoring, managing risk, and in the right market, clearing well over $100,000 a year. Level 1, the obsessed drawer. You are usually a teenager or in your early 20s, filling sketchbooks in class, at a dull job, and at 1 in the morning when everyone else thinks this phase will pass. You believe tattooing is mostly about drawing well. So you copy roses, daggers, snakes, script, skulls, panthers, and old flash until your wrist aches. You post the cleanest pages online and wait for someone to call you gifted. Then a real artist looks at your portfolio and kills the fantasy in under 10 seconds. The art is decent, but the lines are shaky, the values are muddy, and half of it would heal into soup on skin. That stings because it is true. Tattooable art is not the same as pretty art. A design has to read from a distance, survive swelling, fit a moving body, and still make sense years later. So you get more serious. You study traditional flash because it teaches the rules brutally. Big shapes, clear silhouettes, strong contrast. No tiny clever nonsense that works on paper and dies on a forearm. You also meet the boring side of the craft for the first time. Bloodborne pathogens, cross-contamination, sharps containers, nitrile gloves, disinfectant, barrier film. In many places, health and safety training matters before a decent shop even hears you out. That certificate is your first clue that this is not just an art identity. It is a permanent service job wrapped around someone else's blood. That realization sends you to a shop door. Level 2. The shop ghost. You walk in with a portfolio under your arm and exactly the kind of confidence that gets corrected fast. The room smells like green soap, disinfectant, and nerves. Machines buzz in the back. Flash covers the walls. You think someone will spot your potential. More often, they tell you to redraw everything cleaner and come back later. If you are lucky, a shop lets you hang around. Not tattoo. Not even close. You sweep floors, mop stations, take out trash, restock paper towels, answer simple messages, and learn how to stay useful without getting in the way. You become the shop ghost. Always there, barely acknowledged, suddenly needed when something has to be cleaned or carried. A lot of people quit here because they thought they were chasing an art career and accidentally joined a janitorial internship with attitude. But this is where you finally see the rhythm. The tattoo is only one part. There's the consultation, the stencil, shaving the area, prepping the skin, setting a sterile station, stretching skin correctly, wiping without destroying the stencil, giving aftercare, taking payment, and cleaning everything like you were never there. You watch a senior artist do a simple name tattoo in 20 minutes and make it look effortless. Then you watch another artist wrestle through a 6-hour color piece because the client slept badly, skipped food, and moves every time the needle touches them. You also see the shop hierarchy. The apprentice nobody respects gets ignored. The artist with a 6-month waitlist can show up quiet and still stay packed because their tattoos heal clean. That is the real dividing line. Plenty of people can make a fresh tattoo look great in one flattering photo. Far fewer make tattoos that still look good 2 years later. If you keep showing up, stay humble, and do not act like a prodigy too early, eventually someone says the word you want, apprenticeship. Level 3, the apprentice. This is where the cool fantasy becomes a grind. Apprenticeships usually last 1 to 3 years. Some are structured, some are generous, some are chaos and black gloves. You may pay for supplies and training. You may earn almost nothing. Entry-level income often lands around $15,000 to $28,000 a year, and sometimes it feels worse because the hours are long and the money arrives irregularly. Your mentor starts with safety, not style. Hand washing, glove changes, sterile packages, surface disinfection, single-use items. What gets thrown away? What can be sterilized if the shop uses reusable equipment? Where cross-contamination happens? How one careless touch can ruin a station? This is the part that protects clients and keeps the shop open. If you fail here, your line work does not matter. Then comes the machine. Maybe coil, maybe rotary, depending on the shop. You learn power supplies, foot pedals, needle groupings, voltage, depth, hand speed, and skin stretch. You practice on synthetic skin, sometimes fruit, occasionally older school materials if the mentor is stubborn. Your first lines are awful, too deep, too light, wobbly. You thought holding the machine would feel powerful. Mostly it makes you feel clumsy and loud. Eventually you earn the first human tattoo, usually a tiny symbol on a brave friend, a simple word, a palm-sized flash design. Your hand shakes more than you expected. The line is not as straight as it looked in your head. The tattoo is acceptable, which counts as a win. You charge almost nothing, maybe free, maybe a token fee, because the real prize is permission to continue. That is when your pride changes shape. You stop chasing compliments and start chasing healed photos. Once you care more about consistency than praise, you are ready for strangers. Level 4, The junior artist. Now real clients sit in your chair and that changes the pressure instantly. You have a station, consent forms, a basic setup, and that terrifying moment when a person you do not know expects calm authority from you. You charge less than the established artists. In many shops, you work on a split, often around half to the shop and half to you, though every deal is different. For the first time, you understand what tattoo income really means. You think the hard part was learning to tattoo. The harder part is tattooing under pressure. The client brings blurry references. They change placement 3 times. They want microscopic details that will age badly. They flinch on every line. They ask for half a sleeve on a budget that barely covers your time. You learn to be nice without being weak. Your technical growth speeds up here. You learn line confidence, packing solid black without chewing up skin, smooth shading without overworking the area. You also learn tattooing is a posture job disguised as an art job. Your neck hurts, your back hurts, your wrist hurts. Research on tattoo artists points to real ergonomic strain, and now your spine files a personal complaint. Money improves, but not dramatically. Many competent early career artists land somewhere around $30,000 to $58,000 a year, depending heavily on location, demand, and the shop deal. The big emotional shift is repeat clients. You are becoming trusted. Level 5, the booked artist. Around years 3 to 6, the work stops looking random and starts looking like yours. Maybe your black and gray heals beautifully. Maybe your bold traditional work reads from across the room. Maybe you become known for script, floral work, anime, geometric pieces, realism, or lettering. Your page gets cleaner, your photos improve, you start posting healed work, not just fresh tattoos under flattering light. You raise your minimum, your hourly rate climbs, or your day rate reaches several $100s. You are no longer the cheapest name on the wall, and that changes the clients you attract. People want proof now. This level comes with a new annoyance: imitation. Once your work gets attention, nearby artists start circling the same lane, and some quietly borrow whatever seems to be working for you. You also face the rent-paying trap of tattooing things you do not even like. Trendy tiny pieces, fine line requests from people expecting impossible longevity, designs pulled from social media with no thought for placement. You probably invest real money now, better machines, better lighting, better armrests, better cartridges or needle setups, better inks, better stencil products. Over time, it is easy to spend $2,000 to $5,000 on equipment, travel, and constantly replace supplies. Painful, yes, but one bad setup day can make your work look worse than your actual skill. Level 6, the specialist. Now you are not fighting for any client, you are choosing the right ones. Consultations feel different. Instead of trying to land every appointment, you guide people toward larger ideas, stronger placement, and designs that fit your strengths. Maybe you specialize in Japanese work, black work, micro-realism, neo-traditional, large-scale black and gray, lettering, or cover-ups. If you become the cover-up artist, people arrive carrying regret. Old names, blown-out tribal from 20 years ago, cheap portraits that made grandma look haunted. Cover-ups often pay better because they are hard, but they require brutal honesty. Some tattoos cannot be fixed by confidence. Sometimes the answer is laser removal first. This is also where guest spots and conventions can enter the picture. Another shop in another city may invite you for a weekend because your work fills a lane they do not have. That is exciting, but also useful to your ego. You meet artists who are better than you, faster than you, and younger than you. Good. You need that. Financially, this can be the first level where tattooing feels like a real craft career instead of a creative gamble. In a good market, with strong books and a favorable setup, you can move well above the basic experience range. But the cost becomes obvious. Your body wears it. Weekends disappear. Friends stop asking if you are free on Saturday because they already know the answer. The better this career goes, the less normal your life looks. Level 7, the name. At this point, people are not shopping by price first. They are shopping by you. Your waitlist may stretch for months. Your messages fill with people asking when your book's open. In the right city, with real demand and a distinct style, this is where day rates can climb from several $100s toward $1,000 or more. You also learn that reputation in tattooing is fragile. One infection story, one ugly dispute, one copied design scandal, one badly healed sleeve blowing up online, and years of trust can crack fast. So you become boring in the smartest ways possible. Clean setups, clear deposits, written policies, better communication, solid aftercare instructions. The emotional weight changes too. Early on, every tattoo felt like a skill test. Now some tattoos are heavy for other reasons. Memorial pieces, recovery dates, covering scars carefully and with permission, a parent's handwriting, a portrait of a dead dog that matters more to the client than any convention trophy. You realize you are not just selling style. A lot of artists stay here for years and do very well. Good money, real freedom, strong status. But eventually you may get tired of building someone else's shop with your own name. Level 8, the shop owner. Owning a tattoo shop looks cool from the sidewalk. Inside, it is insurance, county inspections, supply orders, artist drama, lease headaches, licensing paperwork, reviews, and a toilet that somehow breaks only during your busiest week. The money can rise, but it gets more complicated. Senior artists or owners can make roughly $50,000 to $120,000 a year or more, depending on city, rent, staffing, booth model, commission structure, and whether the shop actually runs well. Some owners do great. Hiring becomes serious. One bad artist can poison a room. So you care about portfolio quality? Yes. But also hygiene habits, punctuality, client manners, and whether they create chaos around sharp objects. You mentor apprentices now, and the ladder turns personal. The nervous kid with the shaky portfolio is standing where you once stood. You hear your mentor's voice coming out of your mouth. Redraw it. Simpler, bigger, cleaner. This level gives you leverage. Your income is no longer tied only to your own back and wrist. Booth rent, commissions, merchandise, guest spots, events, maybe a little training income can stack around the core business, but the cost is obvious. If the shop has your name on the door, every mistake inside echoes back to you, not always louder. Level 9, the legacy artist. This is the endgame most outsiders barely notice because it is quieter than fame and more durable than a packed month. Your work is instantly recognizable. Younger artists reference your designs. Former apprentices open their own shops and still call you when they hit a brutal cover-up or a licensing problem. You are not chasing every trend now. You have seen too many rise and die. Tiny white ink fads. Social media tattoos filtered into fantasy. Styles that look amazing for 10 days and tired for 10 years. You know what lasts. That knowledge is worth money, but it is also worth authority. This level can still pay very well, especially if you combine premium tattooing with ownership, teaching, or a private appointment model. But the real currency is different. Your name outlives your daily output. Your standards shape a shop. Your portfolio shapes a local scene. Very few become a benchmark. And the final irony is that your legacy rests on the same boring things that embarrassed you at the start. Clean lines, safe habits, humility. The beginner wants to impress people with style. In the beginning, you were the person with a sketchbook hoping someone would let you near a machine. The money got better, the status got louder, but the real climb was becoming safe, steady, and good enough that your work can live on someone's skin longer than your back can tolerate the chair.